Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan. Once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. This particular video I will be doing a more of a microphone or audio recording because I will be traveling in a few days time. So I am recording this a few days before I am actually going to record the audio for this particular video. So please bear with me. So this video is is about the Jupiter transit into the sign of Aries, but from the moon's Lagna perspective, which means moon being in a certain sign in your horoscope, and from that perspective, when you look at Jupiter transiting into different houses, what kind of results may come by for different signs, the ascendants from a moon Lagna perspective. So please do watch this video and also see the other video which I have shot, which I have already done a few weeks back, which is Jupiter's transit into Aries from your rising ascendant perspective, and then holistically look at both the results. Jupiter's transit from your rising ascendant perspective is more about the material results in your life, whereas from the moon's Lagna perspective is about the mental makeup you'll have, what will be the emotional mindset, what may be the happiness, tranquility, satisfaction, or even a little bit of frustrations that may come by in your life by virtue of the placement. If moon is in the sign of Aries in your birth chart, which means your moon Lagna is Aries, so then from the moon Lagna perspective for Aries ascendant native, Jupiter would be transiting into your first house. Now while Jupiter would be transiting into your first house, keep in mind that Rahu would already be there in your first house while Ketu would be in your 7th house. And Saturn, which has recently transited into Aquarius, would be aspecting your Lagna, which means it is aspecting your natal moon, but it would also be aspecting, transiting Jupiter and Rahu. And so this will be an important placement for Aries ascendant natives because three important energies all in the Lagna, which means Jupiter, Rahu and Moon. So how it is going to play out for Aries ascendant natives is from a emotional point of view, from an understanding, caring, supportive perspective, which Moon represents from empathetical perspective, and all those areas which Moon gets or Moon affects, like your emotionality, your assets, your peace and harmony in life, your creativity, your ability to innovate, the finesse that you show in your life, the cutting edge technologies that Moon represents, all of these will get activated. Now because the Lagna is important and Jupiter and Rahu will be in your Lagna from the moon sign perspective, so Jupiter would obviously expand the results of the Lagna. Lagna means your whole life. Lagna means your whole perspective, your attitude, your health, your work, your career, your standing in society. What is the dignity that you bring to yourself? How do people see you? Your character. So Jupiter will expand these results, and because Jupiter is in a friendly sign in the sign of Aries, so these results will be telling, and these will also be bringing more prosperity for you, because this is also a very strong placement of the Gajakesari Yoga getting activated. And so as Jupiter gets closer and closer to the degrees of the moon in your natal chart, you will find that better and better results will come by for you. However, because Rahu is an energy of giving you higher hunger, higher greed, higher thirst for results, so Rahu will keep giving you high expectations, high aspirations, high ambitions through this transit, while Jupiter will expand but keep a control also on the vicious ability of Rahu. So overall there will be some tug of war or push and pull between Jupiter and Rahu. However, on the whole, this is a good placement for Aries ascendant natives from the moon sign perspective, because the Gajakesari Yoga is getting activated, and so good results, overall results will come by to you at least till Jupiter remains in the sign till April next year. And because Saturn will be aspecting the Lagna, which means whatever results you will find yourself in post April, more or less the same results will remain with you, or the same situation will remain in your life for over a year at least, because of Saturn's aspect on the Lagna on both Jupiter and Rahu. However, fag end of the year, November, when Rahu will be transiting into a 12th house, that's when different results will be coming by for you, because Rahu's grip on Jupiter will loosen and you will find only Jupiter in the Lagna transiting over natal moon. So a lot of opportunities may come by for Aries ascendant native from the moon Lagna perspective, in terms of new opportunities of growth in career, new opportunities in growth in your stature and standing in society, and movement also. So those who will use this opportunity for movement, moving outside of your comfort zone, you will find this period can be a very good period for you. And with Ketu remaining in your 7th house in the sign of relations till the end of November, but Jupiter aspecting it, while Jupiter is also aspecting your 5th and the 9th house. So good gains may come by to you, and this is also a good opportunity for romance getting activated in your life. And so for those people who have been contemplating getting into a serious relationship or making that proposal, the serious proposal, a good time overall for marital life, good love life, good gains, good education as well. Now for Taurus ascendant natives, if moon is in your Taurus sign, so we are looking at it from the moon's Lagna perspective, which means moon in your natal chart is in exaltation position, and Jupiter will be now transiting post April into your 12th house in the sign of Aries over the transiting Rahu, while it will be under the aspect of Saturn throughout this transit till it moves away from Aries and into Taurus next year. And because from the moon sign perspective, Jupiter is getting into the 12th house over transiting Rahu, so this is activating a lot of very good results for you from the 12th house perspective. Now keep in mind that Jupiter is the natural ruler of the 12th sign, so Jupiter's movement in the 12th house is a better one than any other planet bearing Venus, which gets exalted in the 12th house. So Jupiter transiting into your 12th house in the sign of Aries, a friendly sign, activates a lot of good results for you. Those people who are in foreign lands will find that better opportunities will come by for you, or those people who are trying to move into foreign lands post April, that opportunity is getting activated. And if you are planning to move abroad, go abroad, settle abroad, apply for maybe even a green card or a permanent residentship, then this is a better time for you, a more auspicious time for you. A lot of you may find positive results may come by for you. Those people who are working in MNCs, multinational corporations, foreign corporations, working for foreign clients, working for foreign consultants, you may also find that very good results may also come by for you, especially in terms of growth. And financial growth may also come by for you because moon is in that sign of Taurus, the money sign. Now Jupiter will be aspecting your 4th house of domestic bliss, and while being posited in the 12th house and going over transiting Rahu. So this is activating foreign settlement also for some people. Some people who are in foreign lands and thinking of buying property, purchasing property, or even land and constructing property, it's a very good time for you. Jupiter will also be aspecting your 6th house, but on the sign of Libra, relationships, which means if you keep good relations in your work area, in your service area, then you can get very good results because Jupiter is expanding the opportunity of gaining in service, gaining also better in role, even in better in designation. And Jupiter will be aspecting your 8th house, but its own sign. So Jupiter will be preventing certain challenges, certain problems as well. However, because we are seeing this from a moon signs perspective, so a lot of emotional tranquility and peace may also be coming by for you. Assets are getting activated for you also. And because moon also represents creativity, innovation, so this is the high time for a lot of creativity getting activated, innovation getting activated. Those people who are working in those industries which have cutting edge technologies as their work area, There a lot of people may find that you may find either your organization doing very well, because of which you do very well, you get growth opportunities, or you may find that you yourself, if you are in operations, or if you are an engineer, or if you are on the technical side, then you may do better also. Same thing for people who are artists or who are on the more creative side of life. For them also it's very good period, because Jupiter in the 12th house means the 12th house is also the dream house, which means the more imaginative, the more creative you get, the more dreamy you get. You push the boundaries of arts, you push the boundaries of innovation at work. This is very good period for you. Only thing is, you need to be a little careful about in terms of your expenses. The expenses may go slightly higher up, especially because of Rahu also being the energy transiting through your 12th house. So if you are able to control those expenses, then this is a good time for you, especially because Saturn will be aspecting Jupiter in the 12th house, and so Saturn may push certain expenses as well, and Jupiter will also be expanding those results. Jupiter obviously will be trying for better results for you from the moon's perspective, where Jupiter will be trying to bring in your life more harmony, more peace, better assets, more creativity as well. But on the flip side, some of you may also need more attention, more pampering from your family members. So be a little careful how much you push those important relationships, because especially your 6th house has Ketu transiting over it over the sign of Libra, so relationships may come under a little turmoil, though Jupiter will also be protective of those results. So overall, a very good period, more from the financial perspective and career perspective, and foreign land settlement or foreign company growth for Taurus ascendant natives. For Gemini ascendant natives, this is going to be a very good period, especially when I talk about Gemini ascendant natives. I'm talking here from the moon sign Lagna. So for Gemini ascendant natives from the moon sign, where if moon is in your Gemini sign in your natal chart, this is the period where the 11th house of aspirations, your wishes and desires, is getting activated very strongly. And Jupiter will also be, while being present in your 11th house in a friendly sign, also be aspecting your 3rd house of effort, your 5th house of love, romance, change in your career, as well as your 7th house of relationships. However, because moon is in the Lagna and we are looking at it from the moon's Lagna perspective, so moon's aspect on the 7th house may also activate for you a certain result of one, expecting more attention from your loved ones, especially your spouse or your marital partner, hoping for getting more peace and tranquility at home, wanting to have better assets, wanting to have more emotional support also from your partner. This is also a time where you may also get slightly more emotional if you find that your partner is not coming across as supportive to you or as you would want the partner to be than in the other periods. Now, because the Lagna is Gemini, so this also brings in a lot of opportunity to be able to push your case and to be able to market yourself well, to brand yourself well, because the Gemini sign is a sign of creativity, especially where you are able to reach out to people, also influence others. And because moon is in your Lagna, in your natal chart, so moon activates better creativity, your ability to be able to demonstrate your ability more, demonstrate your competencies more, and thereby the results will also come by for you accordingly. So this is not a time for you to remain quiet. This is the time for you to go out, to demonstrate your abilities, to be able to push your case, ask for those growth opportunities if growth has not come by to you so far. So rather than sitting on your haunches, try and get those areas activated which for you will find better peace, tranquility, harmony, those results which you attach to, those results which you are expecting from some time and was eluding you. So this is the time where you can push your case and try and get those results. And since Jupiter will be transiting over, you're transiting Rahu in the 11th house, so wishes and desires will also be getting activated. However, keep in mind that Rahu increases your hunger and greed, while Jupiter can control it to a certain extent, but it's not about all good news throughout. So be careful of how much you push your case where your wishes and desires are concerned, especially wishing or desiring promotion or growth at work, pushing your case and being aggressive may land you in some trouble with your superior. So play your card very well there, especially because Saturn will be aspecting Jupiter while Jupiter transits through your 11th house. This is important because Moon being in the sign of Gemini in your Lagna, in your ascendant from the Moon sign perspective, a lot of emotional or emotionality is also getting activated. So if you don't have your way, if you don't get results your way, then you may also find that you may be troubled, you may also feel a little frustrated, you may also feel a little dejected. However, this is a good period for those people who are working in those companies which are connected to the IT or technology area, or especially related to marketing. On the other hand, Jupiter will be expanding the 3rd house, which means you may need to work harder to be able to get better growth or better promotions this year. And with Ketu transiting through your 5th house, so it is getting activated changes related to your career also, though because of this being from a Moon's Lagna perspective, the more creative you're, more innovative you are at work, the better results you will also find. So if you are looking at better opportunities, so the more creative you are in trying to get those opportunities, a better period for you. Now for Cancer ascendant natives, this is a really very good period from the Moon Lagna perspective, because Moon, if you have it in the Cancer sign, then it is in its own sign, and when you convert that into the Lagna, from the Moon Lagna perspective, you're looking at Jupiter's transit. A lot of important houses are getting activated. Firstly, because Moon is in your Lagna in Cancer sign, own sign. Jupiter and Rahu will be in your 10th house. Jupiter would be moving into the 10th house over already present transiting Rahu there. Ketu is already transiting through your 4th house. Saturn is just moved into the 8th house. This is a better placement for Saturn because Saturn rules the Dusthanas, or is the Karaka of the Dusthanas, to be more correct. Saturn in the 8th house is a better placement for Saturn because Saturn is the Karaka of the Dusthanas. So Saturn controls challenging results from the Dusthanas, especially because Saturn is in smooth Trigona sign. So this is a slightly better period for Cancer ascendant natives in terms of sudden issues or problems, shaking up your emotionality, shaking up the peace and tranquility in your life, because here we are talking from the Moon's Lagna perspective. So from the Moon's Lagna perspective, Jupiter going into the 10th house, which means you will find that Jupiter expands better tranquility, better peace, better growth at work as well. However, Jupiter transiting over natal Rahu, which means that your hunger and greed for the kind of growth that you're expecting from work may not be satiated completely. So while you may be attached to those results because of Moon being in the Lagna, and you expecting yourself to get better results from work, and that is what may bring more peace, more tranquility, more happiness in your life, but that will only create opportunities for you. Nothing will fall into your lap this year, at least while Jupiter remains in your 10th house in Aries. So this means you will have to push your case, you will have to get out of your comfort zone, ask for those growth and the promotion, especially if you're looking at that as being important for you to be happy. With Moon being in the Lagna, peace, tranquility, happiness, what you find to bring peace to you are important. So here Jupiter going into the 10th house, which means unless you are somebody who's on top of your game, unless you are somebody who's in control of your emotions, unless you are the one who was able to control your aspirations related to work and also use those opportunities for change, growth may not just come to you. So don't get too frustrated, don't get too over exerted by certain results or certain aspects at work, or how your relations with supervisors may turn out this year, because this may be a slightly different period for you. So try and work on your emotions and try and work on your rapport with superiors, with the powers that be, because this can be a period which can go either ways. Though this can be a better period for you to get good gains as long as you play your cards well, as long as you're more diplomatic, more tactful, rather than throwing caution to the winds. Now for Leo ascendant natives with moon, from a moon sign perspective, if moon is in your Lagna, then this is a excellent period because Jupiter getting into the 9th house when transit into a friendly sign is a fantastic placement, because Jupiter will be aspecting not only your Lagna but also your natal moon there, and this is creating opportunities for you firstly in terms of growth. So for those people who want to get higher qualifications, want to get into better educational universities, get into higher qualifications, and that will bring them peace, harmony, happiness in their life because of moon being in the Lagna, then this is a better period for you, better placement also for you. Also because Jupiter expands the results of the house that it is in, and also expands the results of the planets it aspects. So this is also going to bring a certain degree of peace and harmony in your life as well, but you will have to be in control of the situations. Jupiter is also expanding travel. So if people are looking for travel, and that will bring you happiness, peace, tranquility, or will also get you connected to your loved ones, or going on a trip with your loved ones, all of this is getting activated. Certain degree of spirituality will also get activated. Some of you may want to visit some spiritual places and find your peace, your happiness, your tranquility there. However, because moon is also related to assets, so Jupiter aspecting moon in the Lagna in the sign of Leo, which is the natural 5th house, is also activating you to invest in the right areas, in the right avenues, because of which the gains may come for you, better financial gains may come to you through those investments that you make. So be a little careful where you make the investments, be careful of where you sign on the dotted line, because this is an excellent period to give you better opportunities and bring you more happiness and satisfaction from your financial perspective also. So don't lose this opportunity. But at the same time, because while moon is in your Lagna, in your natal chart, Saturn is transiting through your 7th house, so this will surely activate a certain degree of disturbance from an emotional perspective in your relationship front or on your relationship front. So Saturn will be transiting or is transiting through its own sign, Mool Trikona sign. So while this will bring a certain degree of protection in your relation, but surely certain degree of disturbance is also being created because Saturn will be aspecting your natal moon in the Lagna. So be a little careful of how you treat your spouse and your relationship. Over expecting from your relationships and not being able to do what they're expecting from you will create unnecessary challenges at home. So the emotional peace and harmony may be getting affected, at least in your relationship front, if you're not careful, especially because of Ketu transiting through your 3rd house and over the sign of Libra, the sign of relationship. As long as you're keeping this in mind and able to control these areas, this is an overall excellent period for Leo ascendant natives. Now for Virgo ascendant natives, those who have moon in the sign of Virgo in your natal chart. So for these people, 2 important houses are getting activated because of Jupiter transiting into the sign of Aries. Jupiter will be transiting into your 8th house and strongly activating or expanding the results of Rahu placed there, while Jupiter will also be aspecting your 12th house at Dusthana, though in a friendly sign, and activating that. However, Jupiter will also be aspecting your 2nd house, the sign of Libra there, sign of relations, which means Jupiter will also be helping you to be able to get more mental satisfaction. Keep in mind here, we are talking more from the moon's perspective, which is about your empathy, your attachments, what brings you more harmony, what brings you more peace, what brings you more happiness, what brings you more satisfaction. So because we're talking from the moon's Lagna's perspective, we are looking at results more from how you will be feeling emotionally, how you will be feeling from how your mental makeup will be, your personality will be, whether you will be happy, satisfied or frustrated through this year. So all those results are strongly getting activated. Jupiter will be expanding some expenses because of expecting the 12th house, but also creating opportunities of going abroad. However, there will be a few hiccups on the way before those results may come by to you. So be careful of not being too over optimistic, especially if you're thinking of going abroad or getting good opportunities in foreign organizations or MNCs. Then be careful of not over expecting, because those over expectations may not be delivered, especially because of Saturn aspecting Jupiter in the 8th house while lying in the 6th house of service. So this is a period where income may grow a little bit. There may be change in the income parameters because of Ketu transiting through your 2nd house. Jupiter will be expanding those results. So the mental makeup from the earning perspective may not get as satisfactory results for you. However, you may find that during this period you may become more over analytical. You may be even a little bit over complaining. So try and keep those areas of your mental makeup under control, because being over analytical with your team members or at home may unnecessarily create challenges for you. Transfer this energy into your work or on your work arena. Then you will find that you may get better results for you. You may get more happiness from your job, what you are able to deliver, what results you are getting connected to work. Especially because of Jupiter aspect in the 2nd house. That means basis how you are bringing innovation, creativity in your work, you may also get results accordingly. Especially because Saturn in the 6th house is translating through its own Mutrikona sign. So overall, a good period for Virgo ascendant natives, as long as they are able to keep under control their aspirations, the analytical energy. This year they focus more on creativity and innovation and analytical ability in your work rather than on people. A better placement than for other results. Now for Libra ascendant natives, because for Libra ascendant natives here we are talking about from the moon's Lagna perspective. That means if you have moon in the sign of Libra in your natal chart, right now you have Ketu transiting through your Lagna and Rahu transiting through your 7th house of Aries. Saturn has just moved a couple of months back into the 5th house in its own Mul Trikona sign, and now Jupiter will be transiting into the sign of Aries into your 7th house, and from there it will be aspecting your Lagna, which means it will be aspecting your natal moon there, Ketu there. It will also be expanding the results of the 7th house and also affecting the results that Rahu has been bringing in your marital life so far, while also activating the results of the 11th house and the 3rd house. But it will also be under the aspect of 3rd aspect of Saturn from the 5th house of romance, of investments, of change in career. And because Jupiter will be aspecting moon, which also rules your 10th house, while Ketu is transiting through your Lagna, so this will create excellent opportunities for a change. So those people who are actively looking for a change, this is the best period for them to bring about a change in your career, in your work area. This will also create better opportunities for even growth. However, for a majority of people, the growth may not come so much from within your organization, but from outside. So if people are creative enough, people are innovative enough, people are adventurous enough, they seek their happiness, the tranquility, the satisfaction from work more outside of your current organization than inside, then you will find that better opportunities may come by for you. This is also true especially because Jupiter will be aspecting your moon, so this is in a certain way creating a sort of a Gachkesari yoga, so better results may come by for your career because of moon ruling your 10th house. But on the other side, Jupiter is also aspecting your 11th house of wishes and aspirations coming true, but also the 3rd house, its own sign of Sagittarius, which means the more effort that you put in, the more communicative you are at work, the better communicator you are at work, the more you are able to influence people, market your ability to be able to do well. You will find better results will come by for you in your career, in your investments, in your ability to also create more harmony, more peace and tranquility in your relationship front also, especially because the 7th house is getting activated majorly, especially with Jupiter and Rahu transiting through your 7th house and your Lagna being the sign of Libra, the sign of relationships. So overall, your relationships are getting affected by 5 very strong planetary energies. Moon and Ketu in the Lagna in the sign of relations, Jupiter and Rahu in the 7th house, and under the third aspect of Saturn from the 5th house of romance, of love. So this year relationships will be under focus majorly for you, and your peace, your harmony, your satisfaction, your happiness from your relationships will be key to how you relate to those relations, how you deal with those relations. So this is a period more of giving and expecting less. However, if over the last 2 to 3 years you have been the one who has been very patient, you have been somebody who has been giving, who's been more contributing, then this is an excellent period for Libra ascendant natives to create better opportunities in your investments, to meet the person who you desire, to fall in love with somebody who you feel is the right person for you, stabilize your relationship if your relationship has been going through ups and downs. So either change that relationship to get into a better one, or to even fructify or strengthen the relationship. So two results are strongly getting activated. Either you get into a new relationship, a stronger relationship, or more stable relationship. If you're stable, if your relationship has not been stable so far, it's been very shaky, then it may surely bring about a change, either for the good, or it may also be curtains for the relationship. Keep this in mind. So whatever results will come by to you in this period over the next 1 year will come by to you only in terms of your ability to keep relationship going, treating them better, and that will only create the better peace, harmony, emotional satisfaction for you, because we are looking at the results more from a moon's Lagna's perspective, how moon is activating certain results in your life. Now for Scorpio ascendant natives, if moon is in the Scorpio sign, we are talking here from a moon's Lagna's perspective, then this is a period where mixed results may come by for you. This is because firstly, Rahu and Ketu are going through your 6th and the 12th house in transit right now, and Saturn has just now couple of months back moved into your 4th house. So now Saturn is promising you more stability in your domestic life. Should you want to bring about the change in your domestic front. So for those people who have been single, a good time for you to get married or to fructify the relationship, especially because when Jupiter moves into your 6th house, it will come directly under the third aspect of Saturn from the 4th house, domestic bliss, stability in your domestic life. So that is surely getting activated. However, this is up to Scorpio ascendant natives from the moon's Lagna's perspective to bring about those results, because Saturn is surely creating those opportunities for you. This is important because while moon is in your Lagna, from a moon's Lagna perspective, moon rules the 9th house of second relation also. So for those people who have had failure in the first relationship, this is an excellent period to fructify the second relationship also. So this is the best period, will be between now to April, and maybe about 30 days from then also, while these results will be getting activated very, very strongly. The opportunity will remain for you for over the next 1 year, but the best period will be immediately 30 days before Jupiter's transit into Aries and 30 days after that. Another result which is strongly getting activated is because Ketu is going over your 12th house over the sign of Libra. So those people who are in foreign lands and trying to bring about a change either in their relationships or in their home, move home or move country, all three results are getting strongly activated. Now firstly, Ketu transiting over the sign of Libra in the 12th house, which means if you are in a foreign country from your place of birth, it is strongly activating a change in your relationship status. So whatever is your relationship status today as of now, that relationship status may change because Jupiter will be moving into your 6th house, directly aspecting your Ketu and your Libra sign there. Because we are talking from a moon's Lagna perspective, so what will be your emotional makeup? Whether you will be happy in the relationship, whether there will be more satisfaction in your relationship, will all depend on what choices you make, because Jupiter going into the 6th house will be creating disturbances on the emotional front. You may miss being in a relationship if you're alone, or if you're not with the right person, then you may be missing being in relationship with the right person, which will be activating the 6th house of challenges and problems. Because Jupiter is a more harmonious planet, prosperity bringing planet, so those people who are in foreign lands, for them this is also period where if your relationships have been good in work connected to your career, then good results may also come by for you. Only thing is, be careful of how you play out your money, where you make your investments, whether you're expecting money to come in, because this 1 year may dry up investments for you, and the amount of money that you're expecting either from your career or having aspirations, expectations may not come by to you as stronger as for the others. However, this is a period of getting into the right investments, making the right choices, being careful of signing on the right dotted line and not to push your case, because the 6th house of debts and loans is getting activated. So some of you may find that you are trying to get loans for maybe investments or to buy a home. There the loans may come easier for you, but this may trouble you long term if you're not careful of who you are asking those debts for the loans for. So overall, from the moon's Lagna's perspective, for Scorpio ascendant natives, relationships are slowly getting activated very strongly because of Jupiter moving into the sign of Aries, into your 6th house, and while ruling the 5th house of love and romance. So be a little careful of love and romance because Jupiter rules the 5th house, but children also. Children may create some frustration for you or troublesome period for you. So play your cards well, especially with children. Be a little careful of who you get into a relationship with, what choices you make in the relationship, because this can have a long-term, life-term impact for you. If you rush into something hoping or thinking this is a very good thing for you, then you may you may realize later on that what seemed to be gold outside is not what you found inside. So be careful of what choices you make because of Jupiter going over Rahu. So being misled in the relationship may come about. So be careful, especially from a romantic relationship, who you get into a relationship with. This is for Scorpio ascendant natives from the moon Lagna perspective. Now for Sagittarius ascendant natives from a moon's Lagna perspective, because if moon is in your Sagittarius sign in the Lagna, this is a very good period for you because Jupiter is moving into the 5th house and controlling the energies of Rahu there, and also trying to control the energies of Ketu in the 11th house and on Libra. Why this is important for Sagittarius ascendant natives? Because Jupiter also not only rules your Lagna, but Jupiter also rules your 4th house or domestic peace, harmony, tranquility. And moon is the natural ruler of the 4th house in the Kalpurush Kundali. And Jupiter, it will also be aspecting your moon in the Lagna for those who have moon in the sign of Sagittarius in your horoscope. So Jupiter will be controlling all the good houses. Jupiter will be expanding the 5th house of love and romance. A new love and new romance may come into you. However, be careful of who you get into the relationship, especially a romantic relationship, because Jupiter will be going over Rahu. So having higher expectations in your love and romance may get shattered if you're not careful of the kind of person you're getting into a relationship with, especially because of Saturn aspecting your Jupiter and Rahu in the 5th house. Saturn is also, because of its 3rd aspect of Jupiter, also creating opportunities in change. So there may be change of residence for some people. Some people may also travel to foreign lands. Why foreign lands? Because Jupiter rules the 4th house, and then the 4th house Lord Jupiter is getting into a 5th house of wishes and desires, and what makes you happy coming good, especially because of Jupiter also aspecting your 11th house and over transiting Rahu. Rahu also denotes foreign lands. However, these results may come by to you over the next 3-4 months rather than immediately. So post August, those results may come by for some people who have moon in the sign of Sagittarius. Jupiter aspecting Ketu in the sign of Libra in the 11th house, which means some of your wishes and desires from the relationship front may come by for you, especially for some people in foreign lands. Why foreign lands? Because Ketu rules the 12th house, because it co-rules Scorpio along with Mars, and Ketu is transiting through your 11th house in the sign of Libra. So finding a relationship abroad may also come by for you, or establishing a home abroad may also come by for people. Jupiter aspecting the 9th house, which means Jupiter is also creating opportunities for doing well in foreign lands. Some people may also do very well as teachers or consultants or guides in foreign lands. Some healers may establish practicing real setups in foreign lands and do very well. Some people may get educational qualifications in foreign universities also. So overall, a very good period for Sagittarius ascendant natives. Some of you may take higher risks. Some of you may fall in love or may rush into love. So that was a little tricky period for you. However, Saturn in the 3rd house, while aspecting Jupiter, which it turned is influencing Rahu, Ketu as well as Moon, which means certain results will be slower for you rather than what you expect. So because we are looking at it from the Moon's Lagna's perspective, so the emotional mindset, how or from where you find the harmony, the peace or tranquility will all depend on how you control the energies of Jupiter and how you are able to control the aspects of aspirations and wishes and desires, and how much you push your case there. And those are the results for Sagittarius moon sign perspective. Now for Capricorn ascendant natives, from a moon's Lagna perspective, for those people who are moon in the sign of Capricorn in your Lagna, which means that this is a very good period for domestic efforts or domestic areas getting strongly activated, and certain areas of life getting more activated because of Jupiter's aspect on those, especially because Jupiter will be moving into your 4th house in the sign of Aries, which is a friendly sign for it, while also ruling the 12th house. So it is creating opportunities of higher benefits coming from foreign companies or foreign lands. However, this is not so much of a placement going abroad, but this is better placement for gaining from abroad, which means those people who are working in foreign companies as IT professionals, or in the banking areas, or in finance or insurance, or as doctors or healers working in foreign hospitals or clinics, maybe in your own country, those people will find very good results coming to them, especially because the 4th house of assets is getting activated, and Jupiter will also be aspecting the 10th house of your career. Mind you that Ketu is transiting through your 10th house already, so Ketu is creating opportunities of change in your work area, in your role, in your designation, and Jupiter moving into the 4th house aspecting Ketu, which means Jupiter is activating those results coming by for you. So Jupiter is activating a change in role or designations so surely for some people who have moon in the sign of Capricorn will surely find more peace, more harmony, more satisfaction in your work area, because here we are talking from the moon's Lagna perspective. Moon is connected to your empathy, your supportive environment, what brings you happiness, what brings you emotional peace, what brings you satisfaction in what brings you satisfaction in life, and what brings more creativity, innovative ability also in life. So for those people who are in cutting edge technology related companies, IT companies, for them 10th house is strongly getting activated, growth is getting activated, promotions is getting activated. If for some reason you find that your current organization is not able to give you that promise, this is a good time for you to also to look out for a job outside of your organization, because of Ketu going over your 10th house and Jupiter now moving into the 4th and aspecting your 10th house, which means Jupiter is activating, moving away from your current organization or current department and then finding growth, because growth is getting activated stronger for you taking the jump and moving out rather than remaining in the organization and pushing your case. This is also because Jupiter will be coming under the 3rd aspect of Saturn from your 2nd house of income. So income may get stagnated unless you push your case and become more risk taking, of course with more care, because otherwise you will be creating unnecessary frustration in your life because of moon being in the Lagna in the sign of Capricorn. So those people who have worked very hard over the last 2-3 years, excellent results will come by for you, especially if your moon in the sign of Capricorn. Because of Jupiter transiting over natal or over transiting Rahu in the 4th house, so some results connected to income may come by for you, especially for those people who have working out of home or have home practice. So People who are influencers, especially because Jupiter also rules the 3rd house for Capricorn ascendant natives and translating into the 4th house. So for some of you, if you're an influencer already, this is a good time for you. If you work out of home, you are a social influencer, you put content out, you're a YouTuber. For those people, good results for you. For those people who are contemplating starting something of your own, a YouTube channel or something, excellent period for you to begin, because this is not only a good opportunity for creating an additional revenue for you, an additional avenue for growth, but also this could end up becoming your main avenue if you keep at it over the next 2 to 3 years. So surely change in career, change in how you look at career's perspective is also coming by for you. But Jupiter aspecting your 8th house in the sign of Leo, which means those people who are working in industries connected to tax, insurance, cinema, theatre, government jobs or government related projects, all of them will be doing very well because of Jupiter transiting into your 4th house in the sign of Aries. Now for Aquarius ascendant natives, because we are looking at it from the moon's perspective, moon being in the sign of Aquarius in your natal chart, so when you convert it into the moon Lagna where moon is placed, so for Aquarius ascendant natives from the moon Lagna perspective, Jupiter is moving into your 3rd house in the sign of Aries, a friendly sign, while Jupiter rules your 11th house of wishes and desires fulfillment, but also your 2nd house of income, which means Jupiter is activating the 3rd house of effort, which means the greater the effort that you put in, the more chances of you getting a higher income, you doing better from your remuneration perspective. Jupiter will be expanding your ability to earn more, and your wishes and desires from earning potential also going up. However, this is also depending to a large extent how you are able to demonstrate your competencies, your ability. So for those people who are expecting an appraisal in April, because Jupiter will be moving in this month of April in the sign of Aries into 3rd house, so the better you communicate, the better you're prepared during your appraisal discussion, the better results will come by for you. And not only in April, through the next 1 year, the better influencer you become in your work, which means the better you communicate, the more you demonstrate your competencies, the more you show and present your ability and your competencies and what you do rather than to hide, the better results will come by for you. This is also important because Jupiter is transiting Rahu in your 3rd house, which means that you may get misled in communication. There may be more misunderstandings which may also be created connected to your work area. This is also important because Jupiter also rules not only your 11th house but 2nd house of income, but also aspecting Ketu in the 9th house, but in the sign of Libra, the sign of relations, which means if you allow relations to be affected because of not communicating well, because of being too brash or pushing a case too much, then unnecessarily creating challenges in your relationships, first related to work and then related to your domestic life. Why domestic life? Because Jupiter is also aspecting your 7th house in the sign of Leo, and so Jupiter will be creating certain degree of activating those results. But why disturbance may be created is more because for Aquarius ascendant natives, your wish dosha is getting activated or has got activated since January, because Saturn has moved into the Lagna in the sign of Aquarius. So the Sasha Yoga is also getting activated, but the wish dosha is also getting activated, because here we are looking at it from a moon's Lagna perspective. So some emotional turmoil, some emotional ups and downs, peace, tranquility getting affected is surely there. However, if you are able to divert that energy to being more creative, being more innovative, to be able to focus your attention or find attention in more creative and output in your competencies, working on your competencies, working on your communication, then excellent results will come by for Aquarius ascendant natives. So slightly tricky period surely for Aquarius ascendant natives from a moon's Lagna perspective. However, wishes and desires being fulfilled as long as relationships are maintained, as long as communication is apt, and as long as you work hard in demonstrating the right side of yourself, especially because of Saturn also aspecting Jupiter and slowing down results
from your expectations perspective. So for Aquarius ascendant natives, as long as you are able to keep the balance and walk the tightrope walk through this year, better results may come by for you rather than challenges. Now lastly, for Pisces ascendant natives, from the moon's Lagna perspective, because here we are talking about the moon's Lagna's perspective, the moon is in a certain sign in your natal chart, in your horoscope, and from that moon's placement where Jupiter is moving into your horoscope. So here for Pisces ascendant natives, if Pisces is the sign in which moon is placed and converting that into the Lagna, for such natives, Jupiter is moving into the second house, into the sign of Aries, while ruling your 10th house of career and ruling the Lagna. So this will be a very important transit for Pisces ascendant natives, those people who have the moon sign in the sign of Pisces, because moon rules the 5th house of change in your horoscope. Here we are talking again to remind from the moon's Lagna perspective. So 4th house, so the 5th house being the 8th house to the 10th house. So change in your career, change in your role is getting activated strongly because Jupiter rules the Lagna, Jupiter also rules the 10th house, and Jupiter is aspecting the 10th house, but Jupiter also is aspecting the 6th house of service. So those people who are working under somebody or working in an organization, for them a change may come by for you, or at least a change is getting activated. However, for those people who are living within their own lands of birth, for them those results may be slower because Saturn will be aspecting Jupiter in the 2nd house. So income or increment in income may come slower for you. However, for people who are living abroad from your country of birth, or living in a different city from your place of birth, at least living 1,000 kilometers maybe, or even at a longer distance, for them stronger results are getting activated because Jupiter is transiting Rahu in your 2nd house. So those people who are working far away from your place of birth or working in foreign organizations, maybe but within your own country, for them results will be coming stronger and better. Change in career is getting activated for you, change in role is getting activated for you, better designation is getting activated for you, and higher income is getting activated because Jupiter will be expanding the 2nd house of income and remuneration and moving up more from a service perspective. Those people who are doing business, for them this may be slightly tricky period. So if you are in a business with somebody, make sure that you have good relations with them, especially because Jupiter is also aspecting Ketu in the 8th house but in the sign of Libra, and Ketu also rules your 9th house of gains. Ketu co-rules Scorpio sign along with Mars. So as long as relationships are intact, your business may do very well, or at least your business results may be under control. So keep in mind that from the moon's Lagna's perspective, moon being the ruler of the 5th house, change is surely on the cards. Change is also not only on the cards in terms of your career, your work, but also in terms of new relationships coming back for you, new people also beckoning, new romantic liaisons also getting connected or getting activated. So overall, more from income, more from working in foreign lands or foreign companies, more from change, all these results are getting activated for Pisces ascendant natives. The biggest change may become in your stature, in your standing in society, and in your career rather than in anywhere else.
So friends, do like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me. The links given below. Till some other time with some other video. This is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.